And I just had...
Shut up. Just shut up. You had me at...
Hello! Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew Thomas, and I'm a pragmatist. For those of you who don't know, pragmatism means thinking of or dealing with problems in a practical way rather than by using theory or abstract principles. Emotion doesn't go a lot into my decision making. It's usually cold hard reality. The world as I see it. I have a very analytical mind. It's a curse more often than it's a blessing. You have a lot of things that you give up when you adhere to this way of thinking. I never tried hard drugs. I never did heroin or coke or anything like that. The worst I ever got was ecstasy, and it took a whole lot of convincing to convince me that that was even something that I would even be willing to do. The same for acid. A couple of times I did that, and I didn't like it. I didn't like ecstasy. I didn't like mushrooms the one time I tried those. Yeah, it's just like the idea of, you know, the idea of intentionally inducing a hallucinatory state, you know, in your mind. The idea of that just doesn't really sound like a good thing to me. You know what I mean? So I've tried it because romantically I like the idea of it, but because I think it would be neat to see things that don't exist. I don't know. I think that would be neat. But I'm also terrified of what my mind would do to me, because my brain doesn't like me a whole lot. It throws all this rationality in my face that just keeps me from wanting to do things, even though it might be fun. Like, I would love to get a dog. I'm a dog person, man. I love dogs. And dogs love me. I don't know what it is. Dogs love me. Every time I go to somebody's house and I meet their dog for the first time, and they're like, be careful, because like, the dog just fuck doesn't give a shit. That, like, I'm rubbing the fuck out of its belly and it's on the ground going, ah. Before they can even finish, he might bite. You know what I mean? Like, mean dogs aren't mean around me. I love dogs. Dogs love me. I'm a dog person. And I will never ever own a dog. Because the idea of it is so stupid to me. You know going into it the thing's going to die. You know that. And you know going into it that you're getting the dog for the purpose of falling in love with the dog and having a companion. This is my dog, you know. There's a reason why you call your closest friends my dogs, you know, because man's best friend. You know you're going to grow to love the thing. And you know it's going to fucking die long before you are. So why would I do that to myself? It was such a crazy concept to me. I'm going to intentionally build up this creature in my life and make it so wonderful, and I'm going to look forward to seeing it when I get home, and play with it and have fun, and sit and watch TV together, and it'd be great. And then it's going to get old, and it's going to suffer, and it's going to die right in front of me. The idea of that just doesn't sound appealing to me, because that's the way a pragmatist thinks. Why do I want to intentionally pay a couple $100s for future heartache? You know, some people lose their dogs and it's like they lost a child. And some people think of their dogs like they're their children. That's another concept to me that's insanity. You know it's going to die before you, right? Like, you get that. And more often than not, it's you the one pushing the button, you know? Like, so, yeah, no. I'll never own a pet, because it's going to fucking die. And But it would be cool to have a pet. You know, I think romantically I like the idea of it because, you know, I see people with their dogs. I see me with other people's dogs, you know, and it's awesome. And then I watch those dogs get old, and I watch those dogs die. I can't even imagine having a dog of my very own and going through that shit. When my sister told me that the dog that they had died, it was crushing. I picked that dog. I said, you guys need to get that one. We went to the pound, and I was like, you guys need to get that one. And they're like, why that one? And I'm like, because it is the only dog not barking its fucking head off right now. So that is a well-behaved dog. Like, I don't know. Just something, I'm just looking at this dog. Every other dog, ah! And there's this one dog that's just like, it's like, please just take me because it's so loud. You know, like dogs have really good hearing. I can't believe they do that. It's so weird, the dog that barks so loud. But yeah, this one dog is just sitting there, and I'm like, you get that dog because that dog's a fucking awesome dog. And rode home with the dog in the back seat with me. I named him Spike. Fucking awesome dog. And I love that dog, man. I would look forward to going up and visiting my sister and my brother-in-law just to hang out with the dog, you know. And when she called me and told me the dog died, I was like, God damn. And she told me all the things that were going on with the dog, and I'm like, why the fuck didn't you do this like a year ago? My brother, they did in vitro. And when you do that, it's expensive. So it's not like they just put one egg in you and go, hey, hopefully it works. If not, 50 grand. You know, like, you already paid your 50 grand. So they fucking shove as many eggs as they can in you, really. And 4 of them took. 4 babies. And they were told about the risks. They're all guaranteed to be premature. They practically hung her upside down for like 2 months. She was bedridden for 2 months, and they had her tilted back just to keep gravity from wanting the kids to come out. And they were given the option. You know, if you eliminate one or more of the fertilized eggs, then the remaining children have a much better chance. And I was like, do it. Oh my God, do it. And they were like, how the fuck can you even say that? It was a huge problem in my family. Because I was like, fuck, do it. Do it! Why not? Why wouldn't you? Fucking give your children the best possible opportunity. Give them the best chance. Why would you going in knowing that you could have kids with problems? Why would you do that? And their argument was, how can you ask us to choose between children? Which one do we pick? You know? And I totally get that. I absolutely understand that perspective. And they had all 4 kids. And sure enough, a couple of them had problems. They've come a long way. I mean, like, they've done a lot, you know, medically to help them. And the kids are coming along great. It seems like, you know, everything that's going on now is pretty much going to be what's going on now. But, you know, they're not going to be normal kids. They are disabled. And it sucks. They're going to have to go through that. And, you know, I don't blame my brother or anything like that. You know, blame the doctors that fucking didn't pay attention to shit. And, you know, a premature baby's brain without oxygen doesn't develop normally. So, you know, sometimes you get shitty NICU doctors. Life isn't fair. But if it was me, If I was in that situation, I'd be like, we only wanted to have one kid. We don't really need any extra kids. You know, and that would be my call. But, you know, that would have to be discussed, obviously, I would think. And that's probably not going to be, right off the bat, the most popular fucking choice. But it's the immediate one I leap to. Because I'm a pragmatist. I think about how my kids are going to grow up if, God forbid, something happens. Which is another reason why I don't want kids. Never wanted kids. Because what if something happens? Going into it knowing that there's a possibility that I could just be getting a dog. It limits you in a lot of ways. And, you know, I see my friends with their kids. And they love their kids, man. Their kids are their life. And it's cool to watch them hang out with their kids. It's cool to watch them around their kids. It's cool to see how much they love their kids. And I'm never going to have that. Because I'm a pragmatist. And, man, that fucks with your sex life, too. Because it's terrified to fuck a chick. Because it's like, oh my God, if I knock her up. Because then I have a kid. Because it's not my choice. It's her choice. It's her body. It's just my life. My money. But, you know, whatever. But yeah, you know, it sucks. It's a burden. More than a benefit. Because if you have it to the point of mental disorder like I do, you think of it with everything you say and do. And, you know, I knew I was going to get a lot of hate. And I got one of the people that just loves to shit all over me. Got one of them to tell me, you know, all sorts of mean things. Oh, it made me laugh so hard because I'm like, man, go fuck yourself. I know who I am. Like, I don't need you to validate me. You know, I don't need everybody's fucking approval for me to know that I'm still a good person if I don't want a dog or a kid or a wife. You know, like, people lie. People make errors. And people change. So, why do I want a wife? Because I could be dating one girl and wind up married to another. She could be lying. Or, you know, this whole thing could be a fucking error. We might just not be fucking right for each other, but we're going to do it because it's what we're supposed to do, right? Or we could both change as people over time. So why would I want to get married to somebody? It's a large investment. That's a deal that does not work out in my benefit if things go south. So why would I enter into that contract? And that sucks. I see my dudes with their wives. I see how much they love their wives. I understand how awesome it is to have, you know, pussy on tap. But never going to happen for me. I don't want to do it. And if I ever did get married, I wouldn't want to get the whole big wedding. I'd rather go the cheapest route possible and have a fucking sweet-ass honeymoon. You know what I mean? Gold band just has to be a gold band. Diamond ring just has to be a diamond ring. Why do you need this giant rock? For other people to say how awesome you are? It's my way of thinking. It's how I think about everything. And it's extremely difficult to find a person who can deal with this. Because it is nonstop. And, you know, but I'm still a person. So there's a lot of conflicting things in there. You know, there are some things I do, you know, because it doesn't matter. It's for the principle of the thing. Dumping Patreon. Was that a pragmatic decision? Fuck no. I already had things set up there. I had a foundation. But I felt that Patreon was a company I could no longer deal with because I didn't like their practices. I saw their practices, you know, you could almost say it was a pragmatic decision. I saw their practices as harmful for their own business. And their business is giving me, you know, a resource to get money. So if I see them doing things that could possibly lead to their whole fucking company going up, belly up, I don't want to deal with that company. That's a big risk. You know what I mean? And there are other resources out there for me to utilize. So, fuck them, you know? I don't want to deal with them anymore. Because I see it being problematic. I see it being a thing where, you know, this is the thing that they wanted to do this year, and that didn't work. So we'll try and trick you again next year. Because it was all delivered as a trick. You know, like, it was explained so fucking oddly. And watching Monkey's video and seeing him break it all down, I was like, oh my god, that's just, no, I don't want to deal with that type of person. I don't want to deal with somebody that dumb. It's gonna think that's gonna fly. It's called opposition research. But, yeah, I don't know. I kind of thought of it as an emotional decision. I thought of it as a principle of the thing type of thing. I didn't want to deal with them because I didn't like what they were doing, and it was principle of the decision type of thing. But, you know, that's Patreon. It's a website. I could find another website. I could have made the same argument and said I have to leave YouTube because I call them pedophile Pornhub. And that means they're bad company. But it doesn't mean they're bad company. It means that fucking parents bought video cameras for their children so that they could have fun making videos for their friends on YouTube. And pedophiles looked at YouTube, and one of them was crafty enough to look up kid in the search bar. And wouldn't you know it, all sorts of kid videos showed up. And it's not YouTube's fault. They weren't going out looking to do that. It wasn't like they said, hey, we're going to launch YouTube Pedo. And we're putting all the videos that children make on it. Like that would be, if they did that, I would have to leave YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, that, there's a big difference there. But even that's pretty much a pragmatic decision. Because I don't want to be affiliated with that sort of thing. I don't know. It's the way I think. And, you know, I still kind of got a couple of people that, you know, for really lack of a better term, just thought I was a dick because I said I couldn't date somebody that had a disability. But it's a pragmatic decision. I know who I am as a person, and I wouldn't last. I wouldn't want to be somebody's dog. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to look at a person and be like, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to deal with this, but I guess I'll stick around because it's the right thing to do. Oh my god. Can you imagine being a disabled person that's with somebody that tells them, you know, oh, I'm here for you, baby, it doesn't matter to me. And then one night they get fucking drunk or whatever, and they're like, you know, I'm miserable. I can't stand being around you because it's so much responsibility. I'm just always so on edge. I can't, my nerves are gone. I'm miserable. but I want to stay with you because I don't want to be a dick. No. No. Because that's a fucked up reason to want to stay with somebody. Because I don't want to be seen as an asshole. Sorry. I don't care if you think I'm an asshole. Because I know for a fact it isn't going to work. I've had some wonderful girls in my life. And I'm not with them anymore. And sometimes it was on a whim. Just, she did that and I don't like it. But I gotta tell you, it's funny that I made a video where I was calling Riley out and saying, you know, it's fucked up to say that just because you don't want to date a girl with a penis, that means that you're somehow a bad person. And then I say, you know, it's fucked up. You're attracted to who you're attracted to. I couldn't date a disabled person because I just know that would not be a situation that would be good for either of us. It's not a situation that has a viable future to it. And I got told what a terrible person I am. You make Riley level memes of yourself when you do that. And I get it. It's an emotional response. And some people, you know, told me that they were disabled and they thought that was fucked up. And I'm sorry if you think that way. But I think it's far more fucked up to go, well, I guess I'll date you because I don't want to be a bad person. Not because I love you. Not even because I particularly like you. Because you're in a wheelchair. And that makes me feel bad. Wow. You really want that? Really? I think you're worth more than that, even though you're disabled. Like, come on. Jesus Christ. You should be with somebody who genuinely wants to be with you because they genuinely want to be with you and it genuinely doesn't matter to them that you have some sort of problem. They're out there. There are people like that everywhere. I am not one of those people. I am far too self-interested. You know, I may be an asshole, but I'm not a fucking asshole. You know, let's get it straight. But I realize that about myself, and that's why I don't date anybody. Because I'm far too self-interested. I don't want to inflict me on other people. So you can sit there and go, he says he's self-interested. I told you he was a dick. Yeah, I know that about myself. That's why I don't get involved with people. Because I'm terribly self-interested. It's you might think it's sadistic, but it's not. I'm being very altruistic. I'm doing this for you. Like I said, you're 7th. Who really wants to date somebody who will look them in the eyes and go, you know, if we start dating, you will be the 7th most important thing in my life? Who wants to be that? Who wants to be with that person? You have to be a special kind of individual to look at that and go, I think it's worth it. I want to work towards the number 2 spot. I don't expect anybody to want to have to deal with that shit. I wouldn't. Fuck. If somebody told me I'm going to be the 7th most important thing in their life, as hypocritical as this sounds, I don't know if I'd be down with that. Of course, I might look at it and go, that's fucking convenient. You're the 7th most important thing to me, too. So, hey, you know. I don't know. It's weird seeing the comments. You know, what type of person do you really want? I'm sorry if it offends you that I won't date you. But I'll tell you what, ladies, for those of you out there, let's play a fun little game. We'll find my perfect girl in the audience, right? If you have a face piercing, you're out. You're out. Because it looks fucking shit. It looks so shit on your face. This fucking shit, it looks like shit. In fact, if you have any of those dermal piercings, you're fucking out. If you have a belly button ring, you're out. You have a tongue ring, you're out. Your nipple ring, you're out. If you're pierced anywhere but your ears, you're out. And if your ears are this fucking big around, you're out. It looks stupid. If you have fucking certain tattoo, pretty much if you have tattoos, you're out. I don't like my girls to have tattoos. I am extensively tattooed. This goes all the way down my back. I am extensively tattooed. I don't like tattoos on girls. Wrap your head around as much as you want. It's what I'm attracted to. I don't like girls with tattoos. So if you have a tattoo, you're out. If you have a kid, you're out. Been there, done that. Never again. Never again. Never again. I had a dog, and I called her my daughter. Never again. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. You know, like, no. Sorry. I'm not putting up with that. Because it's a nightmare. God, what else? If I don't find you to be intellectually stimulating, you're out. If you can't be at least competitive with me in games, you're out. Dated a girl. I like playing Magic. I like playing Magic because I see the deeper strategy in it. And there's so many cards now that you can get some pretty deep strategies going. And I love playing Magic. And I dated a girl, and she was god fucking awful. Made her lose one night. Made her lose one night. Jesus Christ. Made her cry one night. Sorry. Made her cry one night. Beat her so badly. That relationship was not going to go anywhere. I should have known then. I did know then. I didn't care. I wanted to be with a girl. I wanted to say, I'll deal with this. It didn't work. You know what I mean? It isn't, I won't just date people with, or just not date people with disabilities. That's not the only one. There's a whole lot of people out there I won't fucking date. But you know what I won't get? I won't get somebody going, you know, I have a tongue ring. And I think that's fucked up that you won't date somebody with a tongue ring. I'm not going to get that. Because it doesn't have the same optics as disability. I don't know. I want you to think to yourself, you know, if I send this I think you're a dick for this reason message, what am I trying to do? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to convince me that I should date a disabled person right now? I should just go find the first fucking one I can and be like, hey, you're my girlfriend now? Because that sounds ridiculous. I'm sure that's not what you actually are trying to have happen. Do you want me to come on here and be like, yeah, I'm an asshole because I said I won't date somebody who has a disability. But I'm so sorry you were offended, and I take it all back. I see now the error of my ways, and I would never ever think to judge somebody on, you know, hey, you got cancer and you might only live for another couple months, but I think we should go out. I don't want to buy a dog. You know? Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. You know? I'm sorry that you got offended because you are personally involved in this situation. I told you going in. There's going to be a time when I'm going to say something you ain't going to like. Guarantee it. I can sit and make fun of Riley all day and her opinions. Then I say something about somebody who's disabled and all of a sudden I'm a prick. There's nothing wrong with being disabled. It sucks. You live with it and you go on. I know a lot of people who are disabled. And every one of them are a gem. You know, you can't find a better personality than in somebody who's disabled. Because, you know, it's like if you're blind, your hearing overcompensates. Nobody wants to help a fucking disabled piece of shit because you're a piece of shit. You don't fucking appreciate a goddamn thing. I don't have to help you, motherfucker. I'm doing it because I'm being nice. You know? So, yeah. There's nothing wrong with being disabled. It's not, oh, it's gross to me. Or anything like that. I know I'm not going to be a good boyfriend to you. I know that going in. I'm being very pragmatic about it. You're being very emotional. And I understand. It sucks. I imagine it hurts to hear that somebody doesn't want to date you. For something that's not your fault. But it isn't my fault either. And why would you want to guilt somebody into a relationship? What kind of a relationship is that? What are you trying to do when you tell me I'm an asshole for that? Is it a dick thing to say? Yes, absolutely. But it's also a dick thing not to say. So what do you do in that situation? And in that situation, I will always err on the side of absolute upfront honesty. About me as a person. Look, if you want to get into a relationship with me, you understand that's longer than a weekend, right? Like, you get that, right? We're not dating to just see what happens. We're dating with the hopes that we get married and fucking have a wonderful life together. That's the fucking point. There's two endings to a relationship. You stay together or you fucking break up. That's it. Only two roads go from there. So why the fuck are we getting into a relationship for if we know we're just going to break up? Why? Why put ourselves through the emotional stress? That's asinine. And I'm sorry, but if you have a belly button piercing, we're going to break up. I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. It looks dumb. This is not fucking 17th century India. You're not a harem bitch. What are you doing? Piper, I think, has her belly button pierced. Piper's out. You know what I mean? Like, fucking Piper's out. I don't know. Get over it for Piper. Yeah, hey, you know, whatever. People are going to think about you whatever they want to think about you. But I'm a pragmatist. That is where I'm coming from. When I say the things I say, when I tell you the things I will and will not do, it is coming purely from pragmatism. Romantically, I think it would be great to be a cop, man. I think it would be cool to be a detective, you know? Fucking solving crimes. I love puzzles. Solving crimes, looking at the pictures and the evidence, and fucking romantically, I love the idea of that. All the way up until I have to kick in a door with a gun in my hand thinking somebody might shoot me in the next 2 seconds. Nope. Never gonna be me. Romantically, I love the idea of going into the military, being a fucking grunt. Go out there, Mother Creator, killing machine. But it is in the movies. And getting shot sucks. Getting blown up sucks a hell of a lot worse. So it's limited me a lot in my life. There's a lot of things that I think would be cool to do. I'd love to go skydiving. But fuck that. I'd love to go bungee jumping. But fuck that. This is dangerous, man. I'm going to pay for that? Nah. I'll take the realization that I'm never going to go skydiving to live to not go skydiving. I don't like the idea of flying because planes crash. Yeah. I hate driving. I'll never be a fucking truck driver. I'll never get my CDL because I hate driving. I hate driving at night. I don't like driving for extended amounts of time. I hate driving. I'm really considering moving to a new apartment that'll be like maybe 5-10 minutes away from my work just because I like living 5-10 minutes away from my work. Not a lot happens on a 5-10 minute drive, you know what I mean? I drive for half an hour straight every day. To and from. It sucks. I don't like doing it. But I gotta eat. So I gotta go to a job. You know, you fucking deal with some shit because you just gotta. But I don't know. The choices. It's the choices. And I'm just not that big of enough of a person to make that choice. And I think it's a really shitty thing to do to tell me I'm an asshole because I know going in it isn't going to be a good relationship. So this is the way it goes, folks. You get the video, and if you misunderstand me, I'm more than happy to explain myself. If you continue to misunderstand me, I'm more than happy to explain how you're wrong.